Good morning, everybody. My name is Rakesh R, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. This is my 7th year experience of teaching. Today, what we are going to teach is we are doing mechatronics. In this semester, I am handling mechatronics subject. The subject code is 17ME 754. It is one of the professional elective for your curriculum. In this session, I am planning to cover what is the overview, syllabus, exam pattern, and course outcomes. Mechatronics. Mechatronics is derived from two names. One is mechanisms and electronics. When you incorporate electronics technology with mechanisms, it is nothing but mechatronics. Simply, we can say it is an integration of mechanical, electrical, electronic system with the computer system into a single system. That is nothing but mechatronics. Let us see what is the syllabus of your mechatronics. Since it is a new subject, first module you will be studying Introduction to Mechatronics. Then after that, sensors and transducers. So input devices and output devices is very essential. Sensors and transducers is also studying in detail in the first module. In the second module, you will be studying about interface circuitry. One of the common interface circuitry is microprocessor, microcontroller. And you will be studying in detail what is the architecture of 8085A microprocessor. Then in the module 3, it is one of the extension part of interface circuitry where you can have flexibility of number of inputs and outputs. That is nothing but PLC, programmable logic controllers. Again, you will be studying in detail what is programmable logic controller, and also you will be studying interface part, separate interface circuitry, and also integration of interface circuitry with the output elements like drives, robots, etc. This you will be studying in module 3. Next, module 4 and module 5 will be talks about actuation systems, because mechanisms, the output of the mechanism can be a linear movement or can be a rotary motion, that is finally actuators. So different types of actuations you will be studying in module 4 and module 5. In module 4 you will be studying mechanical and electrical actuation. In module 5 you will be studying hydraulic and pneumatic actuations, also the control elements of hydraulic and pneumatic actuation. According to your syllabus, the textbook prescribed is W. Bolton, Mechatronics by W. Bolton, and Fluid Power Systems by Anthony Esposito. So for module 1, module 2, module 3 will be reading Mechatronics by W. Bolton. Module 4 and module 5 will be reading Anthony Esposito. And some of the part in module 4, mechanical and electrical, that is also available in Bolton also. What you can do is, first 4 you can read in Bolton, only module 5 you can read in Anthony Esposito. Next, exam pattern. As you know, 40 marks is internal assessment and 60 marks is semester end examination. The credits for this subject is 3. Then let us see what are the course outcomes. After studying this subject, what are the outcomes you are getting? First outcome is you will be identifying different types of components of mechatronic systems like sensors, temperature sensor, pressure sensor, etc. Then after that, you will be utilizing the knowledge of microprocessor to build next project circuitries. So very important thing. Second one is you have to know how to use microprocessors. There is a programming, there is an integration part that you can study in module 2. After that, you will be studying PLC programming. The programming of PLC is made using ladder logic. You will be studying ladder logic in detail in module 3. That is the next outcome. Next, you will be identifying mechanical and electrical actuation, and these you can use DC motor, you can use AC motor, you can use stepper motor, you can use servo motor. Again, those are application specific. You cannot use DC motor in all, you cannot use AC motor in all. Those things are application specific. You are able to select what are the motors to be used in an interface circuitry. That you will be studying in module 4. Then again the same thing, you will be choosing hydraulic system, you will be choosing pneumatic system based on the application. Sometimes I want to require higher load, then I have to use hydraulic. Sometimes I need to have higher speed of actuation, then I will be using pneumatics. So this is about course outcomes. So in the last class, we have seen mechatronics subject and syllabus along with course overview and course outcomes. In this class, directly we are taking module 1. Since it is an introductory subject, module 1 deals about introduction to mechatronics. Let us see what is mechatronics. Mechatronics is nothing but it is an integration of two branches. One is mechanical and another one is electronics. Simply we can say mechatronics is mechanisms plus electronics, two blocks. Mechanisms. There are several mechanisms. Finally, in the mechanism, we are getting linear motion, rotary motion, oscillatory motion, etc. Mechatronics flexibility is for all the mechanisms, the electronic technology is incorporated, because of which the ease of use will be there because of mechatronics. Mechanisms. There are several mechanisms. For that mechanisms, just integrating electronics part. Mechatronics is defined as complete integration of mechanical systems with electrical, electronic and computer system into a single system. If you say mechatronics, it is a single system. If you say mechanical, it is separate system. Electronics, it is a separate system. Two systems are integrated into a single system, that is nothing but mechatronics. The origin of mechatronics came from Japanese technology in 1970s. The first mechatronics technology was developed by Japanese people. There are several things. Example for mechatronics is automatic washing machine, digital cameras, hard drives. Starting from digital camera, the mechatronics technology was integrated. Earlier, the mechanical motion in the camera was integrated with the electronics. That is nothing but the movement of lens through solenoid. That is a technology what they have done, developed by Japanese scientists. There are several definitions for mechatronics depending upon the scientist. So this is the one and most applicable definition in mechatronics. Let us see the multidisciplinary scenario. When we say mechatronics, what are the branches it will be integrated? What are the different disciplines in engineering it is integrated? So coming to this is a mechatronics, mechanical engineering. Without mechanical engineering, nothing is possible. When we want to develop a mechanisms is nothing but mechanical engineering. Without mechanisms, nothing is there. If a computer is to be developed, then a computer panel should be there that should be manufactured in terms of dimension. Without the computer, if you just have a software, nothing. So similarly, mechanical engineering, this plays core part in designing. Then electrical engineering. Electrical engineering is essential in defining the hardware part of the system. Generally what happens, if you take a fan as an example, the output is rotary motion, but the input is electrical switch input, voltage input. In order to convert voltage input to rotary motion, there is an interface. So that connection is electrical. And the interface in that electrical is electronic. So generally, precisely what we can say is, we can use a word control engineering. Control engineering is precise. So control systems is very important. Without control systems, just if you develop a computer, it is just a useless. Only a monitor without CPU, nothing to be worked out. There should be a proper control system. So mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, control engineering. And nowadays there is a flexibility of changing inputs. If I program with a system, then I will get a flexibility of changing inputs and outputs. Earlier days, what they were doing is, there were 18 inputs, 20 outputs, 18 pins, input pins separate, 20 output pins separate. So the pin configuration for input is different, the pin configuration of output is different. Nowadays, there is a flexibility. They will give only 20 pins. Those 20 pins can be input or output. That flexibility can be changed using programming. Like that, the interface of hardware become very compact. Nowadays, IC, integrated chips will be used. It can handle around 8 inputs. Like that, LSI, large scale integration, VLSI, very large scale integration. Nowadays, it is all a smart system. The first system, mechatronic system, was electromechanical system. Electromechanical system is nothing but fan. Input is electrical, output is mechanical. After that, design by discipline takes major role in a control. Design by discipline means First, what I need to design? I need to design a mechanical component. First, I want a rectangular monitor. I want a square monitor. That has to be designed and developed. After getting that, electronics part, electronics design will be taking place. I need to identify what are the inputs. I need to identify what are the outputs. Also, what is the processing operations in the system? It can be addition, multiplication, etc., etc., etc. After that, control engineering. What are the interface to be developed? It is a microprocessor or CPU. It is a control engineering, control part of the system. Then a software. Which software? Which software? It can be Windows 10, Windows 7, even Ubuntu. Like that, there are several softwares. Like that, in each designs, in each disciplines, there was a design. Design for mechanical engineering, design for electrical engineering, design for control engineering, design for computer engineering. What are the design to be developed in each discipline to produce a final component? That approach is called design by discipline approach. After that, if you take a mechanical engineering as a constant, design and manufacturing, they were separate department. They were separate department. Suppose in manufacturing, I will give a drawing. That means the drawing is given from the design department to the manufacturing. Suppose the if machine is not available, then again there was a requisition from manufacturing department to design department that these machines are not available. Like this, the product development time was consuming more. These communications, there was a lag in communication because I am design department, I am sitting in India. Manufacturing department, it is at China. Like that, the interface was not so easy to communicate. What they have done is, they have developed a concurrent engineering. Concurrent engineering is the integration of design department and manufacturing department. I will take two people from design department, two people from manufacturing department working at same area, so that any problems or any limitations in the design can be overcome by knowing the available manufacturing knowledge. Like this approach was using frequently concurrent engineering. Here, concurrent engineering is integration of mechanical, electrical, control and computer engineering. One people from mechanical, one people from electrical, one people from control and one people from computer engineering will be working together, so that any correlations, any problems in the design, so any limitations in the design will be sorted easily within a span of time or within some discussion. So this is how a multidisciplinary scenario came into existence. Lots of flowchart will be available. You can write it anyone, but this diagram is taken from W. Bolton and Longman, so you can follow because it is very easy. Let us see origin of mechatronics. Where my mechatronics is very useful. What is the origin? First one is motion control, linear motion, rotary motion. Controlling linear motion, controlling rotary motion, mechatronics play a major role. I want to take a turn. How to take a turn? By using a steering. Steering is assisted with hydraulic, again an integration of system. It is a mechatronics. Then actuators and sensors. Actuators are basically an output element. It can be a rotation or it can be a translation. Sometimes it can be oscillation. So these are the actuators. There are several actuators, electrical actuators, motors, solenoids, hydraulic actuators, vane pump, vane motor. Like that, there are several actuators. I want to choose an actuator which is efficient one. Can I use electrical actuator all the times? Can I use hydraulic actuator all the times? No. That depends upon application. All these fields are application specific. Next, again a sensor. Can I use a smart sensor? Yes. Can I use a small sensor? Yes. Can I use an ordinary sensor? Yes. That again depends upon application. Washing machine. I want to measure the degree of cleanliness of cloth. If I incorporate a sensor, the cost of washing machine will be more than 1 crore, because the device designed to measure degree of cleanliness of cloth will be more, because it requires more quality. So like that, the systems will be somewhat like it is compromised in between cost and design. If I want washing machine for 20,000, use some small sensor. So instead of smart, make it semi-automatic. Like that, there are several devices, several actuators, several sensors. All these are mechatronic system. Then micro devices, microchips, integrated chips. Again, it is a mechatronics. PCB will be having some of the pins. Earlier, you have a wired configuration. You have to connect 10 wires. Now, just you add a chip, 10 wires will be eliminated. That is the flexibility of mechatronics. Then robotics, one of the highly used mechatronics technology is in robotics, robots, automatic robots. There are several configuration in robots. I cannot go inside the sea and I cannot take a photo capture because life is threatening. I cannot go into a nuclear reactor. Similarly, there are limitations. I cannot go to space easily. In that cases, I will send a robot because human is risk. We cannot experiment directly on humans. It is very offensive. Hence, I will design a robot, I will send the robot to moon, I will send the robot to Jupiter, I will send the robot to underwater. So that robot will capture all the information under the sea, in space, etc. Mostly in hazardous situation. Even handling chemicals, handling chloroform is difficult for a human being in that robot. Nowadays, you know, the pandemic situations. Again, robots will be handling in many cases. Automotive systems, in automobile, anti-lock braking system, EBD, those things are all mechatronic system. There is a roll sensors, actuators, and electronic control unit. Again, you know the application. Next, modeling and design. I want to mesh. I want to design a circuitry. That's it. Design circuitry will be having many things, hydraulic, pneumatic, electrical. It is one of the example for modeling. And also modeling softwares, GPS. These are all mechatronics technology. Then system integration. Very important thing. Without integration, I will not get flexibility of using mechatronics. I need to integrate hardware and software in an optimal fashion. It should not so big. It should not too small. It should be ease of flexibility for handling. For that, I will be using microprocessors, microcontrollers, PLCs, etc. Then manufacturing. In each and every stages, there is a linear motion of conveyor. In each and every phases, there is a motor rotation. I need swiveling operation, I need linear movement, I need rotary movement. Those things will be frequently used in manufacturing. Anything. In forging shop, I need to control the temperature, again a temperature sensor. Like that, the application of mechatronics is not so limited, it is wide. Just I am quoting some of the surface examples, that's all. Then vibration and noise control. In vibration, mechatronics is very useful. CRT. It will capture the signature graph. Heartbeat, ECG, it is a mechatronics, heartbeat sensor that will be capture what is happening in the heart. That waves will be showing what is the amplitude. So that is very important nowadays. In almost medical electronics, those things, mechatronics components will be used. In noise control, again controlling the noise, amplification of noise, again a mechatronics, amplitude modulation or frequency modulation, and attenuation of the signal. Sometimes I want amplification of the signal. Sometimes I want digital output. I don't want analog output. Sometimes I want analog output. Like that, flexibility of converting digital to analog, analog to digital. Like that, mechatronic system will be used. And this, speaking truly about mechatronics, there are wide applications. It is not so limited to a constant one. It is a wide. Let us see how the category of mechatronics is done. How the mechatronics got evaluated. That is nothing but evolution of mechatronics. First, primary level of mechatronics. Primary means it is at, yes, primary level. It is at starting phase. In starting phase, what they have done is they have converted, they have added electronic technology for a small systems. Earlier there was lever for opening and closing of switches. Now you will be seeing switches. That is a flexible, it is easy to on. If I want to kick start the vehicle, lever, it will somewhat have an impact to start. If it is having a switch, that is a flexibility. But starting of the vehicle, that will be a mechanism or it is a mechanical. Without that, just if I provide switch, it is a useless. Switch, the flexibility will be added there. Suppose if my leg got some pain or cramped, I cannot kick start easily. Switch is a flexibility there. So in the device level, they have introduced mechatronics. That is a primary level of mechatronics. One of the example for is relay. It is an electromagnetic switch. That means it is a virtual switch where there is no physical contact, where there is no mechanical action. Electrical energy is directly being converted to magnetic energy, and that again it will be converted into electrical energy. So magnetic you have to feel. It is because of electromagnetic induction. Because of that, opening and closing of switch takes place. So relay will also serve as overload protection. If you take a car as an example, initially 60 into 80 watts bulb will be there. If you switch on that, the road will be not visible. The light scattering is not so visible to our eyes. I want more power, more light, and I will go for 80 to 120. As you increase the output element, the wiring connection flexibility should also be there. If I use the same wire and if I change the output device to 80 to 120, because of high output voltage, the wire may get spoiled. It may get fired. So in such cases, we will be using relay, because for the same wire, if I use relay and 60 into 80 output bulb, then because of this relay, there is a flexibility of not damaging the wire. That means it serves as a overload protection. That is one of the example for primary level mechatronics. Next, secondary level mechatronics. Secondary level means beyond the switch. Beyond the switch is nothing but standalone PC, microprocessor with some electronics. Take an example of fan. There is a small board in the fan. That board will be establishing the correlation between input and output. Without the board, nothing will happen. In that board, there is a connection for input and output. So indirectly, it is establishing a relationship between mechanical output and electrical input. Similarly, microprocessor. Microprocessor is flexibility of handling various inputs, various logical operations with that electronics. That will be give you secondary level. In one phase, we can say electrical boards, PLCs, PCs, standalone. Standalone ones, they are using electronics technology is incorporated in standalone products. Next, tertiary level. Tertiary level or smart system. Nowadays, how I want is, if I just speak, switch on the light should on. Alexa, that is one of the example for smart system. You can do many operations in Alexa. That is a flexibility. And you can convert anything to a smart system. Again, the smart device with Bluetooth interface must be there. Just if you give like sound, then the switches will be on. Like that, there are several sensors. Just if you say, switch on light, it will switch on the light. Switch off light, it will switch off the light. That is a smart system. There is no contact. Directly you are speaking, because of your voice, the output is being on. Again, interface circuitry will be becoming complicated. Complicated in the sense, electronics technology is being added. Next, quaternary level. Very important nowadays, artificial neural network. Fault detection, isolation. Fault detection technique is very important in electronics component, because if I want to buy a computer now, I need to know what are the faults. Before that, if I want to buy an iron box, I will buy an iron box today. Tomorrow, if it will not work, what happens? So first, fault detection will be doing. In that, several faults will be calculated, like hysteresis, losses, electrical losses. Like that, some losses will be there. That losses will be captured and identified. And if the electronics is not giving that losses, means it is accepted in the market. Otherwise, it is rejected. So FDI is one of the important technique. And artificial neural networks, it is most widely used technology. Neural networks will be created. It is just work like our human brain. In human brain, there are a lot of nerves. So those nerves are nothing but neural. Number of nerves together, they form an artificial network. That network is created using algorithm. Again, that algorithm can be compliant. You can use anything, any technology for that. You can use any programming. That network will be working like, and you can validate that network, you can get the result. That is the flexibility of quaternary level mechatronics. Nowadays in India, most of the time you have tertiary level. It's not so. Quaternary level, it is somewhat, it is at an initial stages. India has reached tertiary level. Almost you can get a smart bulb, a smart system, Alexa, like that. Only the thing is the cost. Again, you need to compromise between cost and quality. That will be always there in mechatronics.